Howdy folks, it's Meandering Mike in the man cave of madness. It is smack dab in the middle of the day, and we're doing the last unboxing for our miniatures poll, in our poll where we're asking you, the viewers, to decide which set of mini stuff will I paint next. So the last thing in the Shadows of Brimstone set, this is some more terrain scenic stuff, and I already had two WizKid box things. I found another one. I have some WizKid Catapult, so I'm adding that to that set so I could open something from each set today. So let's go ahead and start with this guy here. It's a WizKid Catapult HD high def minis. It says primed, ready to paint straight out of the box. All right, I guess we just rip into this since it's a, as good old mini Warmat would say, it's an unblistering, not really an unboxing, but there we go. All right, so this guy, it does feel like it's been coated with primer. It's not a sort of that almost a chalky, soft, matte kind of finish. It feels a little more rubberized. I wonder if this whole thing was like dipped in a kind of a primer or something. But it should be ready to paint. I will probably prime this with a kind of a lightish, brownish, tannish spray that I have, just to give it that more wood primed undertone for that. But that looks pretty cool. That's quite a, crank that back. Doesn't actually work. No, that would be too badass to one of those. So that's pretty cool. All right, so set that as well. Let's leave it here where you can see it on the edge. All right, let's go ahead and do the terrain stuff. So I had mentioned before about these, that it was some random Amazon vendor. Well, I figured I found this flyer. Ender Toys Terrain. I got a website, but I bought this stuff off of Amazon. I got instructions on what kind of primer to use or whatnot. You've got the this is very textured cliff type stuff. So some of 3D filament printed stuff, like you can see those lines. So if you use a primer that's designed to be filler and sandable type, that would help fill those cracks a little better, not have too much of a pattern that you don't necessarily really want. These, however, all this kind of texture looks really cool. And okay, you can see a little bit on the top, the little lines here, but I cannot really notice that on the sides of this. So I don't know if I'll just use whatever regular. So a whole bunch of these, what is it, 6 pieces, various size, nice little like cliff faces. This one's kind of a interesting curved little one, which, you know, you could use it on whichever sides. Most of these are not too distinct, but some have a slight curve to them. This one has a little more segmented piece of rock there that's on the other side. Some has a little crack or something. Reach. So you take your variety of choices there. So that's pretty simple part there. Looking at those, I'm trying to remember what I have. I have some other different, rocks and stuff. I just ordered this. I couldn't resist. Seeing Charles Latora on his channel dealing with his grave. This doesn't come with walls. This is just this mausoleum and all these grave markers and statues and stuff. But yeah, that looked really cool. So anyway, now let's get to this puppy here. Forbidden Fortress, part of the Shadows of Brimstone Deluxe Enemy Pack. Onmorake Carrion Phoenix. I'm going to assume that's correct. Onmorake. I don't think it's Onmorake. I think it's like, again, from the Japanese. Onmorake. Like equal pronunciation of all the syllables. Carrion Phoenix and Scourge Dead. So let's get out the magical oyster shucker of unshrinking plus tubers. There we go. As usual, we get a little bit of... Now this box was much sturdier than the one in the last video. It even feels from this point sturdier than the one in that first unboxing I did 2 days ago. This, yeah, you can see the double folds here on the cardboard and stuff. So, trying to figure out where to open it from. Okay, so it has those. So I have to do this now. These gotta be. Ooh, it's trying to escape. All right, there we go. That wasn't too bad. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the way it tucks and folds. Got much more support. Wow, look at all this stuff. This is definitely a deluxe enemy pack. So I'm going to tilt this down so you can see more of these goodies. Try to keep that title in there. Ah, this looks like a dragon. Oh, the Phoenix, I guess. The Phoenix Flame Burst. Or it could spew acid. Well, I never... Or green flame, yes. Some maybe do green. But burning, 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 burning. Phoenix feather, a special like treasure that you can capture after you kill the Phoenix. All right, we won't spend too much time looking at the logo again. Watching the brutal version. Oh, big guy. These little guys are much Scourge dead, or not, not a lot of health, not a lot of hit points. Oh, interesting. That's actually double. Normally it's 50% more was the pattern. But these guys is like, we're going to go up from not just 2 to 3, but 2 to 4. The defense rating did not go up. The melee rating does not go up, but the combat damage, not very high. His damage is lower. Oh, that one doubled there too. Wow, interesting. All right, so that's those cards, the tokens. There's these cards for the decks for the game. Ah, nice. Assembly guide. So let's take a look at this big. I can see bases, a big one and smaller ones. So invoke the power of the oyster sugar. Oh, there's how many? I thought there was only 2. No, there's 6 Scourge dead. The extra large on the Morake Carrion Phoenix, 6 Scourge dead. Nice, nice. All right, this is more in here than I thought. So, okay, for this big guy, that's not too bad. Wings, body. Wow, look at that tail. Two tails. 2 tails. See, there's 6 Scourge dead here. There's all this stuff behind. Let's do like I did before. Let's tilt up. And that background's a little easier to see. Really. The asparagus in the back are confusing us. All right, so they got arms. So each one has an arm sticking out, and then one other arm is attached. So it's all the little tiny hand scythe kind of thing. They're not real big, one-handed. Do any of these really have different poses? No, it looks pretty much all the same. It does look pretty much all the same. All right. Now back to this guy. You got your wings, your 2-sided body, wings. Can you see that? Obscuring wings and wings. Okay, one leg is here. Here's the other leg. The tail is a forked tail. So a little bit of it part way up, sort of they meld together, and then the tail sort of like splays into two pieces. Do we have... Oh, it actually forms the base. You got two sets of... And they're such that it's up in the air off its tail feathers. Let's see, do we have a side view of this assembled? All right. I think it's supposed to actually represent, well, there's feathers. Yeah, it's not. I was thinking, like, is that flame? Is he dancing on a pillar of flame? But no, those are supposed to be his feathers, because you can see how fiery these feathers are. Boy, I'll have to figure that out. Well, obviously using the assembly guide. Yeah, it's not as completely obvious. So interesting. Get this all sandwiched together first, then put that leg on, then the wings, glue them down. Glue together two sides of the tail, then glue this combined lower body onto the upper body. All right, it should fit together. so that's again, I don't like super complicated builds. For this size model, I don't think that's too bad. For something as complex as a big Phoenix, that's not too bad. What, six pieces? 2 wings, base body, small little claw, and the weirdness of the tail feather is coming together and being what he's sort of standing up on off the model, but represent him flying, hovering, flapping, and the tail's just sort of dragging there, but on the ground. That's pretty cool. I like this guy. I can't remember how expensive it was. I definitely searched for these, looking for ones on sale. This set has been out for quite a while. They just released a new Gates of Valhalla set and another set, I can't remember what it's called, and they're doing another Kickstarter. Of course, this new Kickstarter is going to be coming out in like 2 years. I'm not going to do that. I don't do those big Kickstarters where they take so long and there's like umpteen thousand things in it, and you pay $400. No. I got burned during the pandemic. The Canadian company coming out with some magnetic building pieces for castle stuff, and basically their stuff is being held hostage by Chinese manufacturers sitting in a warehouse somewhere, and they can't pay to get it out, and I out like $300 Canadian or whatever it was. It was $289 or something, but I'll never do that again. I'll never put that much into a Kickstarter. No, ever. All right, folks, Meandering Mike, meandering about Kickstarters and things, but so you've got a choice. You can vote for the Shadows of Brimstone group, which also had the Temple Dogs and the Serpent Men of Dragono. You can vote for the WizKid stuff. So this has a Catapult in it. It had the Viking set and the Pools and Pillars set. Or you can go for the Terrain Scenics. So you'll have cliffs, and other one was the Bad Squiddo Games, the Stone Hands, like 6 different hands holding tablets, broken tablets, some of them pointing the way, things like that. And what was the other one? For some reason, oh yes, the Olmec heads, the 2 Olmec heads from Paymaster Games, the cool little round statuettes. And I think I said I meant to say the Olmecs were pre Mayan, and I said Incan. So obviously that's sort of the Mayan Aztec area. Aztecs are more west. The Olmecs and the Toltecs and all this stuff. The Olmecs are around that area, but near the Yucatan Peninsula, pre-Mayan. So anyway, so on my tab, community tab, on my channel. So if you go to the channel page, you go to the community tab, you can vote. Right now, as of this moment, as I'm filming this, there have been 15 votes. It's a 3-way tie. All 3 sets have 5 votes each. You can break the tie. Yes, you have the power. You can literally decide with your votes now, whoever votes, and I'm ending this tonight. I'm filming this right now. It's just after noon on Friday. Tonight, before the night ends, this is local West Coast time. Before Friday ends, I will close the poll, and I will be painting miniatures with what you guys decide tomorrow. I believe Not Jay on Not Jay's Tabletop Gaming channel. I believe he's going to be having a Saturday session of Paint and Chat where you can come and you can sit around and watch and paint or play Hex Encounter war games or whatever. I'll see if I can pop into actually be on the show a little bit. You know, sometimes I join in live on the show. Sometimes I just participate in the chat. But that's Not Jay's. One word, Not Jay. Because his name is Not Jay. His brother's name Jay. Anyway, so Not Jay's Tabletop Gaming, I believe what it's called. You can find it. Just search for Not Jay, and there'll be a live stream. Should be on Saturday. He has one every Wednesday night and sometime on Saturday. So vote in the poll. You individual viewer, if you haven't already voted, you could sway it one way or another. You could be the deciding vote. So go out there and do that. So, Meandering Mike, Man Cave of Madness, thank you for watching. And remember, if you take care of your miniatures, they will take care of you. Ciao.